So, as we get into this game, Squirtle is spawning in the bottom left here as the red Protoss here, not playing with any Korean names, playing as their regular American names. And in the top right, top left, sorry, we have S.T.Killer as the blue Protoss on Entombed Valley. What are you gonna expect on Entombed Valley?
PvP wise, it is like I said, in tournament play, it's a quote-unquote 4-player map, but essentially it's 3-player because one base spot is not possible to spawn with. The ramp at the natural encourages expansion play, but because it's a wider ramp and it's kind of off-center, I guess is the way to describe it, what ends up happening is this weird mix of you can expand, but also you can do reactionary base cracking strategies, which I guess is a weird way to describe something. So I'll try to go into detail on this. There's a lot of maps like a Shakira's Plateau or a Hana where if you do an expansion build and the other guy wasn't planning on you doing an expansion build, their reactionary build, if they try to crack that, is not going to be good enough. If they're planning on you expanding, they can have a fine strategy. That's cool. But on this map, you can be like, oh, you expanded, and then you add a gateway or two, and there's still some validity to your build. You have the potential to crack them because it's not a 1 or 2 force field ramp, it's like a 4 force field ramp.
And on this map too is that I don't think we're going to see Blink Observer as much on this map, just because it is a little bit more difficult to break your opponent down like you would do normally, because there's no really big entrance. For example, Cloud Kingdom, Shakira's Plateau, you name it, the big maps that have ramps or cliffs, whatever, towards the main base here. So it could get filtered down into a more robotics facility style of play. It could be an Immortal expand. Immortals, by the way, are becoming like pro players' favorite unit. I don't know if you agree with that at the moment, but they absolutely do love it. And so far the Cybercore is down a little bit faster here by Killer, is down just a second later here by Squirtle, and that just means that Killer did just hold off on the probe just a little bit, just didn't build it, whereas Squirtle kept his probe production consistent. And Killer has gone for gas before Zealot, compared to his opponent who's gone Zealot actually before gas here. So, I mean, why is Squirtle, do you think that's gone Zealot first?
It's really just different passes, same location. Like, if you look at the production tab, it's 10 seconds separate. The Zealot first is, you know, a fraction of a percent safer against like a 4-gate build, I guess. But they're both going double gas, which is much more becoming the norm. It used to be you thought you'd have to be on 1 gas to hold off a 4-gate, but these days we're finding builds getting kind of trimmed down and much more solved, I guess is the way to describe it, where if you do find out you're getting 4-gated, you can hold it off.
Yeah, I mean, you just continue to force fill the ramp, you can get units out in time, and the builds are usually nailed down to... Usually, I've actually seen a couple of games where there has been a 4-gate, and the guy holds on by like 3 seconds to have the next sentry come out, but it's like timed down to that very second, and even though, you know, I was excited as the caster being like, oh my god, is he going to get it out? And the player's like, duh, that's what this is built for, you idiot. But we are going to have a Stargate come down for Killer here, and we are not seeing anything down from his opponent yet.
Does he have a sentry?
Yeah, single.
Okay, and then a Zealot.
And then a Zealot after, yeah.
This is, ooh. If he goes up to 4 gates, this is actually really cool. Even with just 3 gates, this could be the ramp crack style, where, and yeah, with the continuous production off that gateway, I really do think he might end up trying to get Squirtle with some early game aggression, but Squirtle's the guy who's going to try to be the instigator here, and what I like about Squirtle's decision is that this should show off the tech that he's facing.
And, you know, he's going to walk up, only see a single sentry, knows that there are units. Oh, look at that, the Zealot actually gets in there, and is he going to be able to get the scout of it? Of course he's focusing on the units, but at any time now, he can just run away with the Zealot, run away, get in there with the Stalker. There he's trying to get away. He does get the Stargate scout here, and immediately behind it, he actually already had the Twilight Council in production, so he's like, alright, great, you know, I've already got it there, I've got a few seconds ahead of him now as well, and of course we'll be able to go into that blink play, but that was a nice little move, and if, you know, players do be cheeky with a single sentry and rush straight up to something, you can get that kind of scan available, and it's worked out perfectly here. But now, Squirtle, he's obviously going to get blink out immediately, and we'll want to research that immediately, but how is he going to take, is he going to sit back and expand, or...?
That's usually what people do. Like, Stargates actually really mess up the matchup a lot. It's I think the more unexplored tech path of PvP. So a lot of Protoss players, like when I watch Protoss streams, it's one of the things I watch for. And I recently saw a hero base this, and basically the second he sees a Stargate, he rushes to expand no matter what tech he's going.
I've seen the other side of the reaction is where somebody throws down a 4th gateway immediately and just rushes out Blink and just runs at him before he can get up an established defense and established amount of Phoenixes. Sorry.
And both, that's the thing about this, and that's why it messes it up. You can win with both, and both are equally kind of like bad and good at the same time, depending on what they do with those Phoenix. If they keep making Phoenix, expanding can be extremely problematic. If they just make 3 or 4 Phoenix, then go Robo, sometimes expanding is the exact right answer. So it's very hard.
We do have the Robo coming down here for Killer, and he has expanded as well. So right now he will, of course, with the Immortal, he knows his opponent's making nothing but pretty much Stalkers at the moment, Stalker Sentry. So with the Redbox, he'll probably just go straight for an Immortal, I imagine. Doesn't need an Observer, he's got the Phoenixes, and then that will actually force Squirtle eventually to go for Robotics of his own, because he doesn't want to fall behind too far on the Robotech units here. Is he going to be able to get a Blink, though? If he can pick off a Phoenix, he's actually so big.
Oh! Yeah, let's focus one down. That is a very big deal. I'll say this too. Having watched a lot of Protoss streams, 4 Phoenix seems to be the number. For some reason, it's not 3, it's not 5, it's exactly 4. And I challenge people to watch a lot of these.
Is it just because they one-shot probes basically when there's 4?
I think so.
Oh no, they one-shot it with 3.
Then
I wonder why. I guess it's just in case you do lose one, and then you can maybe. I don't know.
Come on. They have the specific number in case they lose one. I don't think that. No. It looks like there will be a push here with Blink Stalkers. It's a really smart idea because, again, with that Blink ability, you can retain your units so well. Strangely enough, it's mostly Zealots for Killer, and his gas is going into Sentries and
He's only
Immortals.
25 probes.
Oh, well, that's a mistake.
Squirtle is, and he's going to go in now, and taking one Phoenix down before helps a lot now, and actually, ideally, would love to bring down absolutely everything here. That's why he's here, that's what he's doing, and look at this. Look how many Stalkers are left. 14. Yeah. He can easily just bring that down, jump over the force fields, and then the rest will continue. And second Immortal trying to get his way out, but he has to evacuate. He knows he's in trouble.
Well, he knows it, and the rest of the Protoss army knows it. I mean, he's going to have a very tough time here. Squirtle still without the Robo means that there could be a base defense at the ramp, but that does mean that he forfeits the natural. Unless that happens and Squirtle does blink up there, focusing down the Immortals, it's only a matter of time. Killer is realizing right now that he is going to be trailing on 1.
Stargate is something that I'm a little bit unfamiliar with, and Squirtle is going to win this game now. GG is cool, but you don't have